Hello Skillr Boxers. Today we're diving into one of the least analysed aspects of boxing. And precisely because it's overlooked, it's crucial to break it down. A resource that can be used both defensively and offensively. While it may seem like a minor skill, when mastered, it can save you from a knockout or even lead you to one. Let's explore the world of the clinch. In this video, we'll cover the 3 stages of the clinch: getting to the clinch, working within the clinch, exiting the clinch. By understanding these stages, you'll unlock the full potential of this essential yet often underestimated aspect of boxing. In addition to developing close quarter tactics, all boxers should also possess long-range attacks and evasive footwork, and the best tool for that is available from our sponsor, HBOBoxing, the premier heavy bag platform designed to help fighters train and improve systematically. Get back into shape during the new year with a special lifetime offer. This will be the lowest price to date. Deal expires January 14th. Download HBOBoxing today and dominate the opposition. But before we start with the first stage of the clinch, let's take a look at the use cases of the clinch and why it makes sense to use it. Use cases. Get a break. The most obvious reason to clinch is to take a breather. When you're being overwhelmed by your opponent's offense, the clinch provides a much needed opportunity to catch your breath and regain your composure. It's like hitting the pause button in the middle of a heated exchange.
Oh, they cut him again, Norris! Look at the last set!
Being able to manage your energy in a fight is key, and the clinch is a great loophole that can help you recover. Instead of being exposed when most tired, you can cut the offense and recover. Negate Offense. The clinch can be a powerful defensive tool. It's a great way to disrupt their rhythm and take control of the pace of the fight.
Hands are free, fellas.
Double jab. Mikkel Kessler, the champion in the white and orange trunks. Andre Ward.
Good about hitting him with the right hand.
Yeah, yes, that is true.
Some ebb and flow in it. Kessler will find the mark eventually.
You take advantage so much of it, yeah.
Mikkel Kessler, 42-1.
This way, you're also negating any possible counterattack from their part. Regain center control. Losing the center of the ring can put you at a disadvantage. If you find yourself pushed against the ropes, the clinch can be used to create separation and re-establish control of the center of the ring. As you are being separated, you can move around the referee and take a more favorable position. Sneak shots. The clinch isn't just a defensive maneuver.
Talk about pressure. These people nowadays, kids nowadays talk.
For example, you might clinch with your opponent and then quickly break free with a powerful, unexpected uppercut.
Yeah. Is he capable?
This is fast in the ring. Once he sees the opening. Uppercuts by Ward now.
Not that Dawson's not doing some good work. He is.
You can also use it to sneak shots at short range, especially against opponents who don't control their inside game as much.
Left hand by Morrell.
But now, let's start with the first stage of the clinch. Getting to the clinch. The first challenge is engaging the clinch safely. Typically, this involves moving from long or mid-range into close range. In this process, you're exposed to incoming shots. That is why when clinching, you should create either a distraction, such as a feint or a punch,
3-6, time up.
or a defensive move that allows you to enter the clinch safely, such as a level change or a high guard. The most effective way to clinch would be a mix of both with a quick step forward. For example, jab level change, quick step forward. That is usually the most common way to clinch, especially when boxing from a more bladed stance. The two most common scenarios you will encounter then are an arm-in hug or a body lock. The arm-in hug happens when the opponent is in a high guard. As you change levels, you will wrap your arms around him, covering the whole body, trapping his arms on the inside, not letting them punch. However, the arm-in hug is a rather weak position, and you shouldn't rely too much on it. Your opponent can break it by simply pushing with both arms. Or putting a frame with the forearm or elbow. Now the other scenario is the body lock. In this case, the opponent may have missed with his lead and you got under it. So, you will have his body locked instead of wrapping around his arms.
So, you can use this as a big learning experience.
You can use this position to go under the opponent and turn him around to get an angle.
Beautiful. And I love that pivot right there.
Guy that's just going to come in here and lay down. He wants the win.
Сьогодні будь-що треба вигравати нашій команді для того, щоб
To stop that from happening, the opponent will usually go for a headlock. To get out of it, walk your hips under you in a straighter posture and use your legs to lift up. That way it will either release the grip or the opponent will get lifted with you.
Whoa! No. Giving up control.
Kind of taking advantage of that.
Stop!
On the other hand, when boxing from a high guard and a more squared stance, a good technique to clinch is the breaststroke.
The best way to do it is with what I call the breaststroke maneuver. The hands are up, and all I'm going to do is kind of do the breaststroke. I'm going right between his gloves. I'm going over the top, grabbing these gloves, pulling them down against my side, so that he can't rip them out, and putting my head over the outside of his shoulder.
From the high guard, you will extend your arms on the inside of your opponent's guard and wrap around them, getting both overhooks, completely locking the opponent's arms. Now the opponent will have different ways to get out of it, which we will review in the third stage of the clinch. Working within the clinch. Now the second stage of the clinch is the action on the clinch itself. We will go over in detail about the key positions and scenarios of the clinch, but one of the most important things on the clinch will be proactivity.
Gamboa, big shots by the Pitbull. Can he finish off the Cruz pouring it on, looking to end the night of Yorioka.
There are no 100% safe positions in a boxing match. Even though the clinch is safer than staying in mid-range, there's always a threat. And while the clinch objective is to neutralize punches, there is still opportunity for both you and your opponent to punch.
corner said your second wind is coming. There we go, that's right, I want to see it.
So you will have to keep an eye open for opportunities and the other one open for any incoming threat. Now let's take a look at one of the dilemmas of the clinch. Arms inside versus arms outside. When we explore the world of the clinch, the most basic question that arises is, should I try to have my arms on the inside or on the outside? Well, the reality is both positions will offer you different advantages and disadvantages, so it is better to review each scenario individually. Some argue that with the arms on the inside, they are more covered and have the punching advantage. Others prefer to have the arms on the outside, as it is easier to get an angle around the opponent. The reality is that it will depend more on the scenario you find yourself in and knowing what to do in it. However, there is a theory for what your advantage will be, depending on your frame. Low versus high posture game. If you want your clinch game to be on another level, you need to adapt the clinch to your specific opponent. Consider your style, your weaknesses and your strengths to adopt the way to clinch that best suits you. With frame, we mean taller and shorter. If you are the taller boxer, it is in your best interest to play the high posture game, and if you are the shorter boxer, the low posture game. Each offers different advantages and opportunities. Let's start with the high posture. If you are in the clinch with a smaller opponent, he will have a lower centre of gravity and therefore a better base, making it easier to destabilise you. But as mentioned, you will have to play your cards to your advantage. You are in an advantageous position. This is a very draining position, and this way you completely neutralise the shorter opponent's inside game, which is where he has the advantage. Most times, you will naturally end up securing overhooks, sometimes both arms, sometimes one arm while controlling your opponent's head with the other. Occasionally, you may get one or both underhooks or a combination of positions. But when in those positions, playing your height to your advantage will be key. Apart from pushing the opponent down, you can lift him up and destabilize him, breaking his balance. As the taller boxer, you will get him off his base and will have control of the clinch. On the other hand, we have the low posture. If you are the shorter fighter, you should try to stay low. This posture is more stable and leaves less openings, allowing you to control the head of the opponent.
Every time frontal like that, and frontal every time. Doesn't matter. No, like front. Yeah. Step. Bam, 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 bam. That's different. No, it's very not before you. Oh. Yeah. Awesome.
Controlling the head is an effective maneuver in the clinch. By controlling your opponent's axis, even if he finds an opportunity, he will not be able to throw punches with proper mechanics and power. As the shorter fighter, you will push his head and break his posture, making him lose balance. Exiting the clinch. As mentioned before, if you want to break a clinch and one arm is trapped, you should use the free one to put a frame. Now, if the opponent has both arms tied, whether it's with overhooks or underhooks, you are in a difficult position. However, some boxers like Lomachenko are great at getting out of those positions.
More quickly, but again,
the main principle will be to lower the position, thus getting space and breaking the hooks. And also using the head to put a support to be able to push and unlock your arms.
1, 2, and very important. 1, 2.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Going back to the fundamentals of the clinch, sometimes the break will be easier, or even the opponent will want to break it. In those cases, you will have to be very aware of any sneaky punches.
Some answers. And now he goes to left. Which corner will be happier at this stage? Oh, is that a sign?
Same as when entering the clinch. When exiting the clinch, you will have to do it defensively responsible. And if the opponent is not defensively responsible when breaking the clinch, and the referee has not given any instruction on the break, take advantage of it. But now, we would love to know your opinion on the comments. Do you actually train the clinch? If so, how do you train it? Let us know. And if the video is interesting, you can find more in our channel. And to your left, there's a video specially suited for you.